My precious child, today July 21st, Archangel Michael says, I order you to open this now, it's only for you. Good news is coming, you always skip this, don't hurt God to skip, please open immediately. My dear child, this is not just another day, it's unlike yesterday, and it won't resemble tomorrow either. Something significant has shifted in the heavenly realms, and your name has echoed among the angels. Archangel Michael now stands, holding a sacred scroll, where your name radiates in golden brilliance. He approached the throne of God and said, Lord, this soul keeps holding on, keeps having faith, keeps crying in silence, but continually skips the messages sent from above. Please let me go today, let me reach them directly. And God replied, Go Michael, speak to them, let them hear what they cannot miss today. So here I am, sent to you with divine urgency, not to bring fear, but to deliver something far greater, good news. Yes, I said good news, the kind your spirit has longed for deeply. But before I share what's ahead, I ask you to pause, breathe in, just be still for a moment. Do you feel that warmth in your chest? That isn't just breath, it's me, it's your angel, it's divine energy wrapping around you, assuring you that you're not facing this alone. You've been carrying so much, for so long. You wear your smile like armor, hiding the weight in your heart. You push forward, while wondering silently, God, do you even notice me anymore? And today, here's your answer, we see you, I see you, and God has never looked away, not for one single second. That tear you wiped alone, that still moment, where your hands rested on your chest, as you whispered unseen prayers. All of it reached heaven. And let me tell you something vital, heaven sends messages daily, but not everyone receives them. You've skipped many, not out of disbelief, but exhaustion, you're weary from hoping, and seeing things fall through. But this message, this one is unlike the others. It isn't just a sign, it's a divine turning point. A moment that was set aside for you, long before your first breath. July 21st was marked long ago, as the day you would receive confirmation, that you've never been forgotten. Listen closely, something good is on its way to you. This isn't symbolic, it's literal, it's happening now. The wheels of heaven are turning, and this blessing has your name on it. That's why Archangel Michael declared, don't speak of it yet, this miracle is still forming in God's hands, let them be the first to receive it, let their faith unlock it, before the world sees. This exact moment, this message is the spark, the start of what you've been praying for. Wait before I share the rest of Michael's divine words, do something sacred. Hit the subscribe button on this channel right now. This isn't coincidence, you're seeing this because God doesn't want you to miss the next message, that could seal your miracle. Let that act be your yes, your agreement with heaven. Now let's continue. You may be wondering what kind of good news is this? The kind that shifts the air around you. The kind that removes burdens so quietly, you'll wonder when the weight even lifted. It might come in the form of a phone call, a conversation, a person, a healing, a moment of peace, a realization. But whatever shape it takes, you'll recognize it as what your soul has been craving. And yet, child, I must tell you this is also your test. Heaven won't force you to accept the blessing, you have to say yes. That's why we've been gently nudging, don't skip this one, every time you ignore these whispers, the door remains shut, not as punishment, but simply because your yes is the key. This is that knock, that divine tap on your spirit. Don't treat it like the rest. This message carries light. Can you feel it? Soon someone will speak your name, in a space you've never entered. And they'll speak it with honor, the honor you always hoped for, but never asked. Your energy has gone before you. All the love, the kindness, the patience you shared behind the scenes, it's all returning now, not as karma, as divine reward. And what's almost unbelievable, you nearly passed this by, you almost didn't open this, you were close to skipping over, the very moment you've been praying for. But you didn't, you're here, and I, Archangel Michael, am proud of you. So now I urge you, don't give up before the news finds you. The conversation in heaven has already happened. God has declared, my beloved has waited long enough, no more delays, no more shadow, while others receive light. Let their day come, let the blessing fall. And once heaven decides to act in your favor, there is no earthly power that can block it. Believe me, child, not the setbacks, not the heartbreak, not the ones who walked away. Nothing can halt what's already been set in motion. There are divine forces moving right now for you, even though your eyes can't yet see them. But spiritually there's motion, there's preparation, there's divine excitement. The angels are walking the corridors of your future, clearing out old pain, making room for laughter, truth, peace, and love. And now I want to whisper something gentle, personal. There's someone thinking of you, someone you least expect. Their heart has been stirred, though they may not know why. But heaven does, God is arranging hearts. There are meetings being aligned in the unseen, people are discussing you, in rooms you've never entered, and every word spoken, is tilting destiny in your favor. What you believed was finished, is being rewritten. What you assumed was missed, is circling back, but this time better, so much better than your dreams. That's why you had to see this today, that's why this message reached you on July 21st. This isn't coincidence, it's divine scheduling. You didn't stumble onto this, you were led, guided, loved enough to be redirected, when you were about to give up. So now lift your eyes, let the tears come if they must, but open your heart fully. Because what's coming is not small, and it's not random, it's heaven finally delivering, what you were always meant to receive. You're not late, you're not forgotten, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. And today you said yes. Now let the miracle begin. They were previews from God Himself, divine hints of the life you were destined to step into, once your spirit aligned with the timing of heaven. You weren't mistaken, when you felt something greater was calling you. That tug you felt deep inside, wasn't your imagination, it was divine foresight, waiting for this very season to unfold. You've outgrown your past quietly, while others thought you were still stuck, your spirit was evolving, your understanding expanding, and your heart preparing for something, far beyond what they could see. And now on this very day, July 21st, that calling is stirring again, but louder, stronger, clearer. Heaven is reminding you, that the time for hiding is over, the time for doubting has passed. You are not the same person you once were, and the world is about to witness the unveiling of a soul, who was refined in fire, but destined for light. You may have felt like nothing around you changed, but something inside you has, something sacred, something holy, something unstoppable. You've been wondering if all the inner work, the prayers whispered into pillows, the faith you clung to, when everything felt like it was falling apart, if it all mattered. And today heaven is answering, yes it did, yes it does, and now it's blooming. You're not starting over, you're stepping into everything you prepared for, during the waiting. This isn't a reset, it's a reward. All of it counts, child, every tear you wiped away quietly, every small decision to be kind, even when you were hurting, every act of love no one noticed, heaven saw it, and heaven never forgets. Now listen, because this part is for your heart. There are blessings that take time, because they require divine choreography. Pieces had to be moved, people had to be shifted, even your own mindset needed realignment. But now that the pieces are in place, now that your heart is ready, the blessings are flowing in. What once felt delayed, is being delivered, and you won't have to chase it, it'll arrive naturally, like grace wrapped in God's perfect timing. There's someone who's going to cross your path soon, and they'll feel strangely familiar, as if you've known them forever. They are a part of your alignment. Don't dismiss it, don't doubt it, let your spirit recognize what your eyes can't yet understand. They're carrying something for you, a word, a connection, a key. Be open, be present, heaven works through vessels, and one is already on the way. And child, don't forget, you are still becoming. You don't have to have it all figured out. There's beauty in not knowing exactly how it will all unfold. That space between your faith and God's fulfillment is holy. Stay in it, trust it, your miracle isn't a destination, it's a journey, filled with little signs, sacred whispers, and divine encounters, that shape you into the person who can carry the blessing well. You've longed for something that feels like home, not just a place, but a feeling. It's coming. Not only will you walk into new spaces, but you will feel at peace in them. No more shrinking, no more wondering if you belong. The energy around you is shifting, to match the worth within you. This new season will not require you to beg for love, for clarity, or for peace. It will come freely, because you've finally made space for it. And let me say this gently, what didn't work out in the past, wasn't a punishment, it was protection. Some things had to fall apart, so that the right things could fall together. You didn't lose those moments, you learned from them. And now you're equipped to handle the very blessing you once prayed for, but weren't yet prepared to carry. The delay wasn't denial, it was development. You've been loyal to the light, even when darkness surrounded you. That matters, the purity of your intentions, the quiet courage it took to keep showing up, it matters. You don't need a platform for your worth to be valid. Heaven already approved of you, long before anyone else recognized your gifts. And now it's your time to shine, not for attention, but for assignment. You have a role in this world, that only you can fulfill, your voice, your love, your spirit, it's all needed. Child, I want you to hear me clearly, the opposition you faced wasn't random, it was confirmation. The enemy doesn't attack what isn't a threat, you were targeted because you carry something powerful, something holy. And while it tried to break you, it only revealed your resilience. The fight was never to destroy you, it was to distract you from realizing who you really are. But now you know, and now that you've remembered your divine identity, the game has changed. You're not walking forward the same, there's wisdom in your step now, there's clarity in your gaze, there's fire in your voice. And that combination, it's unstoppable. This is the season where closed doors swing open, where prayers become testimonies, and where your inner knowing becomes your outer reality. You're walking in grace, and covered in favor. That's why the timing had to be just right, because what's coming is too big, for the version of you that was still doubting. This is where restoration begins, not just in your circumstances, but in your spirit. Your joy is coming back, your hope is returning, your strength is multiplying. And not because of anything the world did, but because of what heaven decided. July 21st is not just a date, it's a divine marker in your life. The day you were reminded, you are still chosen. And child, even now as your eyes take in these words, angels are rejoicing. Because your heart stayed soft, because you chose faith again, because you didn't let the pain turn you bitter, because you kept your soul open, even when life gave you every reason to shut down. That's why heaven is celebrating, that's why your name is being spoken with honor, that's why you feel that tug in your chest right now. It's alignment, it's time, it's yours. Let today be the day you stop questioning whether you're worthy, you are. Let today be the day you stop replaying what went wrong, and start preparing for what's about to go right. Let today be the day you realize that everything that left, created space for what's arriving. Let today be the day you finally say, I'm not going back. Because forward is calling, and grace is guiding you there. And when it comes, when the news arrives, when the door opens, when the right person walks in, when the healing happens, when the peace settles, don't be surprised. Just smile. Because deep down you always knew. You knew your story wouldn't end in sorrow, you knew heaven hadn't forgotten, you knew that all along, something holy was happening beneath the surface. So here it is, this is your moment, this is your sign, this is your confirmation. Not from the world, but from the one who made you, the one who kept you, the one who is now raising you. And nothing, absolutely nothing, can stop what's already been released in the spirit. It's here, it's now, it's yours. Yet somehow your heart kept beating. That strength, it didn't come from you alone, it came from the divine hand that held you quietly, while the world seemed too loud. And now you're standing at the edge of something new, something sacred. You may not see it fully, but your spirit feels the shift. That stirring inside, that sudden calm, in the middle of uncertainty. That's not random, that's heaven nudging you forward. Child, you have no idea how close you are. So many times you thought you were starting over, when in reality you were stepping into alignment. The version of you that's emerging now, is not the same one who doubted, who questioned, who begged for signs. This version of you knows, not everything, but enough to keep going, enough to say, I may not see the whole road, but I trust the next step. And that trust, it's powerful. Archangel Michael wants to whisper this into your soul today. You didn't miss your moment, you didn't ruin your chance, you didn't fall too far. What's meant for you, is finding its way, in divine timing, not your rushed one. You've been asking for clarity, for release, for purpose, and heaven has been responding, just not always in the way you expected. But today, the veil thins, the signs become clearer, and the shift begins within. No longer will you operate from a place of desperation. Now you walk in divine dignity. Not because everything is fixed, but because your perspective is being healed. You're not the same person who prayed those old prayers. Now your spirit recognizes what your heart was afraid to admit. You're ready, not for perfection, but for peace, not for answers, but for direction, and it's coming, through moments, people, signs, even the pauses. Let this settle in you. Some of the greatest blessings are born, not from action, but from alignment. You no longer have to hustle your way into worth, you are already worthy. You don't need to beg for what God has already placed on your timeline. You just need to align your heart with the truth you already carry. And here it is, you are chosen, you are anointed, you are equipped, you are seen. That's why your battle was so intense. The enemy didn't attack your weakness, he came for your calling. He knew if you ever stepped into the truth of who you are, everything would change. And guess what? It's changing now, slowly, quietly, powerfully. Not with fireworks, but with foundation. And that foundation, it's being poured right now, under your feet. So breathe, smile again, let yourself believe, in the kind of future that doesn't just match your prayers, but surpasses them. Let yourself dream again, not from fear, but from faith. Let yourself feel joy, even before the breakthrough shows up. Because that's how you call it in, joy is a magnet for miracles. And make no mistake, your miracle is coming. You don't need to chase it, just remain open, stay in the flow, keep your heart postured toward the light. Because what's arriving isn't just a blessing, it's a shift, a transformation, a whole new dimension of your life unfolding. And the beautiful part, you don't have to force it, you only need to receive it. But be clear on this, receiving doesn't mean passively waiting, it means actively preparing. Spiritually, mentally, emotionally, make space. Let go of what no longer serves, the future you've been praying for. Clear the clutter, release the bitterness, open your hands, not just your heart. Because something good, something holy, is asking to stay, not visit, stay. Heaven didn't send this word today for motivation, it sent it for movement. You're being asked to take one bold step, not a leap, just a step. Toward trust, toward surrender, toward the version of you that's no longer driven by wounds, but led by wisdom. And while it may feel unfamiliar, let that be your sign that it's divine. God rarely calls us to comfort zones, He calls us to growth. And growth requires discomfort, shedding, stretching. But oh, the view on the other side, it's breathtaking. The peace, the clarity, the joy waiting for you there, it's worth the climb. So keep rising, even if it's slow, even if you have to take breaks, even if some days you don't feel strong. Just don't stop. Because heaven is still writing your story, and this chapter, it's marked by beauty, grace, and divine surprise. There's something being built right now, that has your name on it. A door that only you can walk through, a position only you can fill, a blessing tailor-made to the unique rhythm of your soul. It's not late, it's not lost, it's just aligning. Heaven has not forgotten. And neither should you. You haven't seen your best day yet, you haven't laughed your biggest laugh, loved your deepest love, fulfilled your highest calling. There is more, so much more. So lift your chin, unclench your fists, loosen your grip, on the need to control. And walk forward with gentle faith. Not because you know what's coming, but because you trust who's sending it. This is the life you were always meant to live, rooted in purpose, wrapped in grace, aligned with heaven. And it begins, not with proof, but with a whisper, I'm ready. Say it again, let your soul hear it, let heaven hear it. Because the moment you do, the shift begins. Fight it anymore, I won't push away what you've been trying to give, I won't delay the blessing that was made with my name on it. I welcome what you've prepared for me, not because I've earned it all, but because you've loved me through it all. I receive, not by perfection, but through surrender. I don't need to know how, I only need to know who, and I know you, God. Let the healing begin, not just over the parts that hurt out loud, but even over the ones I've never spoken of. Let restoration stretch its hand, across years I thought were lost. Let the light touch the corners, I thought I had to keep hidden forever. Let the miracle not just arrive, but take root. Let it change how I walk, how I speak, how I see myself. Let it echo through me, so others feel it too. This moment isn't random, it's sacred. It's been written in divine timing. It didn't come because everything in your life is perfect, it came because your heart has been postured to receive. You've bent, but you haven't broken, you've cried, but you kept going, you've questioned, but you still prayed. And now the answer is on its way, not rushed, but right. There's a reason the delay didn't destroy you. Because it was never just a delay, it was a preparation. While you waited, heaven was rearranging things in your favor. While you worried, angels were moving behind the curtain. While you felt forgotten, you were being carried. And now all that unseen work is about to be revealed. You may not see the full picture yet, but you'll feel it. In how the weight begins to lift, in how peace begins to settle, in how your own voice starts to sound different, when you talk about your future. That's not coincidence, that's alignment. That's the fruit of your yes, that's heaven saying, finally they're ready. Don't rush away from this truth, don't tell yourself it's for someone else, it's for you. For the version of you that stayed up, wondering if you were too much or not enough. For the part of you that secretly hoped God still remembered. This is your reminder, He does, He always did. What's coming next won't feel forced, it won't require you to shrink, it won't demand that you sacrifice your joy to earn its place. It will flow, because it came from the one who designed you for it. And when it arrives, you won't need to convince anyone, you won't have to fight to keep it, it will feel like it fits because it will. You're not late, you didn't miss it, you weren't forgotten. The miracle didn't skip your house, it's on the way, steadily, intentionally, powerfully. It's not just bringing what you need, it's bringing what will remind you who you are. And when it lands, it will affirm what your spirit has known all along, that you were always chosen. This isn't about hype, this isn't about making you feel good for a moment. This is about recalibration, this is about realigning with heaven's rhythm, this is about walking in the truth of your divine assignment. Because even if you've wandered, even if you've drifted, the calling never expired. It waited, silently, patiently, until your yes was louder than your fear. So let your fear fall, let the questions pause, let the second-guessing sit down for a moment. And let your soul breathe, let it stretch out, let it believe again, let it remember that it was made for this, for blessing, for impact, for presence, for miracles. And while you wait, wait well. Not with worry, but with worship. Not with pressure, but with peace. Begin to expect, not anxiously, but confidently. Because expectation is faith in motion, and your faith has already activated something in the heavens, something real, something unstoppable. Look again at the life around you. It might not look new yet, but under the surface roots are forming. The ground is shifting, the wind is changing direction. You're about to step into territory that once felt out of reach. Not because you forced your way in, but because the gates have been opened for you, because God made space with your name on it. And when you get there, you won't need to apologize for the light you carry, you won't need to downplay your joy, you won't need to explain why it took this long. You'll just shine, you'll just walk, you'll just receive. Because restoration doesn't ask questions, it answers them. It answers the why did it happen that way, with because this was always better. It answers the was I really enough, with you were always more than enough. It answers the will I ever see the promise, with the promise was never taken, only timed. So now look forward, not just with hope, but with trust. Trust that the God who carried you this far, is not done writing your story. Trust that heaven's timing is always wrapped in purpose. Trust that your yes didn't just open a door, it opened the floodgates. Even now something is being released in your favor. Even now a shift is happening in rooms you've never entered. Even now your name is being spoken with honor, in places you once felt invisible. Even now what was once heavy is being lifted. Even now what you thought you lost is returning multiplied. And you don't need to chase it, you don't need to prove yourself. You only need to stay aligned, stay available, stay open. Because what's meant for you, is not on the way, it's arriving, it's here, and it recognizes you. It sees the scars and calls them strength, it sees the tears and calls them prayers, it sees your heart and calls it ready. So breathe, stand tall, and remember who you are, not who pain tried to convince you to be, but who God always knew you were becoming. You're not at the end, you're at the beginning of something rare, something holy, something lasting. This is your moment, and you didn't miss it. Glowing star, it's happening right now, and it's only just beginning. The universe itself is aligning to your purpose. Every moment you felt small, overlooked, or forgotten, is being rewritten in the language of divine destiny. The heaviness you once carried is lifting, because your soul is making room for something greater, something eternal. The heavens are not just whispering promises, they are shouting fulfillment. This new chapter isn't about scrambling to catch up, or trying to prove your worth. It's about resting in the truth, that God's timing is perfect. Every delay was intentional, every closed door was protection, every heartbreak was a pruning, preparing you for the bloom that's about to burst forth in your life. You are a testament to divine patience and persistent faith, and now that faith is being rewarded, in ways you never imagined. You might still feel like you're waiting, but you're not. You are already standing in the threshold of breakthrough. The light you see ahead isn't a mirage, it's your inheritance calling you home. The angels guarding your path are rejoicing at your faith, they are clearing obstacles, softening hard hearts, and sending divine connections your way. What was once impossible, is now inevitable. There will be days when your progress seems invisible, when you wonder if the miracle really is coming, when doubts creep in like shadows at dusk. But hold fast, beloved, these are just the moments before dawn, the space where faith grows deeper, and roots take hold. When you keep saying yes, even in the silence, you are building a foundation no storm can shake. Let yourself receive fully the grace that has been waiting for you. Open your hands wide, not to grasp desperately, but to embrace confidently. God's blessings are not earned by striving harder, they are released through surrender. When you stop fighting the timing, and start trusting the process, you align with the peace that surpasses all understanding. This peace will guard your heart and mind, even when the world tries to pull you back into fear. Remember, the story you are living now is not the end. It's the prelude to your greatest victory. The scars you carry are not marks of defeat, but medals of honor, proof that you survived battles that many wouldn't understand. Your past pain is being transformed into power, your wounds are becoming wisdom, and your setbacks are setting the stage for your comeback. Look around you, what you see as emptiness is really space being prepared for blessings. What you think of as loss is actually liberation from what was never meant to last. Trust that the divine architect of your life is building something beyond your wildest dreams. A life where joy flows like a river, where your purpose unfolds like a rose in full bloom, and where your spirit dances freely in the light of God's unending love. This season calls for boldness. Not reckless haste, but courageous faith. Step forward with your head held high, knowing that you are surrounded by heavenly hosts and divine favor. Speak the words of life over your circumstances. Declare that you are a child of promise, destined for greatness, and that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Your voice is powerful, because it carries the authority of heaven. As you move through this season, guard your heart fiercely. Protect your joy, your peace, and your hope, like precious treasures. Reject any lie that tries to tell you otherwise. Instead, anchor yourself in the truth, that you are loved beyond measure, chosen beyond reason, and equipped beyond expectation. You are not alone, you have never been alone, every step you take is guided, every breath you draw is sustained by divine grace. Your breakthrough is not just about you, it's about every soul who's watching, waiting, and wondering if miracles still happen. Your victory will be the light that guides them out of darkness, your testimony will be the song that inspires their hearts to hope again. So walk boldly, walk joyfully, walk purposefully. Your life is a living declaration of God's faithfulness. And when the enemy tries to remind you of past failures or future fears, remember who you are. You are a warrior of light, a bearer of truth, a child of the Most High. You have already won, because God's promises do not fail. Keep your eyes fixed on the horizon, where heaven meets earth, because there you will see the fullness of your blessing unfold like the dawn. This moment, this very second, is a sacred appointment. A divine invitation to step into the fullness of your destiny. You've done the waiting, you've done the fighting, now it's time to receive. Stand tall, breathe deeply, and open your heart wider than ever before. The heavens are not just watching, they are celebrating. The spiritual realm is shifting on your behalf. Your miracle is real, your healing is happening, your joy is coming, your love is here. And with every fiber of your being, you are ready. So take that next step in faith, walk into the life God has prepared. The light will guide you, the angels will protect you, and the peace of God will guard you. Now go forth with expectation, with courage, and with a heart full of gratitude. Because this is the day, the hour, the moment you have been waiting for. Your season of restoration, joy, and divine alignment is here. Believe it, receive it, and live it. Amen.